So with your highlighter, look in that first paragraph, and I want you to find and highlight the assertion in this paragraph. Go ahead. Find and highlight the assertion in the paragraph. Ethan, what did you highlight on this paragraph?
I highlighted that I believe that families should participate in a screen-free week.
I believe that families should participate in a screen-free week is the assertion. Is that stating what the writer believes? Do we agree with that or do we disagree? I see some other parts highlighted. Does anybody want to disagree and tell me what they thought? Can you explain what you did? Because I see a couple things happening on your paper here.
Well,
Avery?
I was reading, and at first I saw they believe, so I thought, oh, that's what the writer believes. But then I was reading through it again after I highlighted the they believe, and then I found out that it said I believe that families should participate in a screen-free week, and then I thought, oh, that's actually it, not the other one.
So how did you let me know that you changed your mind on there?
I put a star next to
She
it.
put a star next to the one that she thought was the actual assertion. Circle your 2 to 3 points in that sentence. So they're probably going to show up in the body paragraphs. Got it? Hannah, could you share one of those with us?
It would increase family interactions.
Increase family interactions. If you haven't circled that, be sure that that's circled. Very good job. Yes?
Positive health.
Positive health. So it would increase, it's going to have some positive health effects, right? What's the last one?
Intellectual. I can't say the word.
It's a hard word.
Intellectual benefits.
Yeah, intellectual benefit. So that's the third. So there are 3 things in there. So be sure you have 3 things circled. So you'll notice you see 1 paragraph, 2 paragraphs, and here's the rest of it. The third body paragraph, then the conclusion. So 3 points, 3 body paragraphs. See that?
Yes.
Okay. I want you to find the context in this paragraph and highlight what you think is the context, the background information. Around, I see some different things going on. Logan, would you share what you highlighted and why you thought that was it?
Highlighters shut down the screen and good being promoted by healthcare professionals.
Do you think that gives the background information? Ethan, what are you thinking?
I put shut down your screen because it's been promoted by healthcare professionals. They believe that entire weeks without using any electronic devices would be good for children for some reason. The PTA would like to hear from students before we decide to encourage school-wide participation.
Oh, he highlighted it all. What do we think, guys? So, yeah. Is it giving back, are all 3 sentences giving background information to the reader?
Yeah.
Ooh, what's context? What? Giving background information. There's no rule that says your context has to be 1, 2, or 3 sentences. It's giving that background information that you need. This happens to be 3 sentences long. Good job, guys, and you can add to it and go ahead and highlight. If you flip and look at your prompt, let's look and see how they got that context. You're going to see a lot of the same words pulled straight from the context and reworded a little bit, and then put from the prompt, reworded a little bit, and then put into the introduction paragraph or the context. Look for some things here. Do you see? I want you to highlight now on the prompt things that you see in the context.
What colors?
Any color. You're just going to highlight on the prompt itself now. Say, oh, I remember seeing PTA, da-da-da. I'm going to highlight that. And you can flip back and forth if you need to. We're getting ready to write your context. Be sure to go back to that prompt and pull. Don't copy it word for word. Put it in your own words, change it into another sentence, but it can make it a lot easier for you to go back and pull straight from that. Does that make sense? Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we're actually going to flip back to the blue that you have highlighted. And then we've got the scoring guide right next to it. Remember we talked about how this is the scoring guide that the state of Kentucky provides to us? All right, I would like for you to switch back. I know we got a lot of colors switching here, but There's a purpose for it. I want you to switch back to a yellow, which there should be enough for everybody. Okay? So at this point, what we're going to do is we're going to be looking at the scoring guide and trying to decide if we think it's a 4, a 3, a 2, or a 1. So it's the same, we're going to look at the same article that you looked at with Mrs. Aites, but we're going to take a look just at the body paragraph. Before we do that, I want to look at our scoring rubric. Could you guys get the scoring rubric out? Yeah. If our learning target was to use the scoring rubric to analyze and improve our writing, we got to know what it says and what it's asking us to do. Could somebody read, I want to just look at the 3 points right now. On the side where it says 3 points. Under 3 points it says writers at the score. Who'd like to read that for me? Would you, Jovi? Thank you.
Writers at the score point level display.
Billy?
Maybe a little mistake that doesn't really matter.
Yeah, if it's adequate, it's okay, but it's not
Like
like over the top fantastic. It's good. It'll get you through with what you need it to. And you said doesn't happen all the time. If that would be, what other part in there do you guys think that would be? It doesn't happen all the time. If you look into what Jovi just read. Not consistent. That's a hard word to say, isn't it? It's not consistent. If it's not consistent, it doesn't happen all the time. Sometimes it's there, but it may not be there throughout. I've had a hard time saying that. Throughout the whole thing. All right. So what does every paragraph have? What is something we know every paragraph is going to have? A topic sentence. Is there a topic sentence in that paragraph? Daniel, what is the topic sentence in that paragraph?
Family time is not as common in today's world because of too much screen time.
Does everybody agree with Daniel? Did everybody hear him? He said family, or with that first sentence, family time is not as common in today's world because of too much screen time. I'm going to have to ask you guys to share because I'm out of the pink and the orange. Does everybody agree? Well, then let's highlight that first sentence. Let's highlight our topic sentence. Did I give you a highlighter, dude? All right. What else do we know we need in our paragraph? We can go back and look at our scoring rubric if we're not sure. Billy?
Some details.
Okay, details. What are the details going to do?
Like
Help support your topic sentence.
All right, they're going to help support your topic sentence. So now let's find some sentences that support our topic sentence. Billy's already on to it. What'd you find, Billy?
game night is a great way to spend time with your family.
Does everybody agree? All right, let's just put a 1 there. We're not going to highlight it because otherwise we're going to end up with a fully orange or pink paragraph. Let's put a 1 where that starts. If we think about a 3.8 paragraph, we give our idea and then we have another detail or explanation or some fact to support that idea. Does anybody find a detail or a fact or an explanation that supports the sentence Billy shared? What do you think? Layla, is that it? Lena, sorry dear.
Uno is a cheap card game that people of all ages can play.
You guys agree? That does tell about that. So we could put a 1A there because that supports it, doesn't it? You guys have another idea that supports our topic sentence? Let's see if there's more in there. Jovi, what did you find?
Families can share stories and talk about their day.
Okay, families can share stories and talk about their day. What sentence goes with that one?
When you are not using electronics, you want to events and memories.
Do you guys agree or disagree? You agree? So what number could we put by both of those?
2.
Cool. There you go. There's one other sentence in there that we haven't talked about too. So let's see what that one looks like. Jovi, what's the other sentence?
You can pick up the phone and call a family member you haven't seen in a while.
Okay. All right. So does that one tie with the idea of making a card and sending it to a family member better than when you shut down your screen?
Yeah.
Okay. So you want to put those two together? All right. So then what is that last sentence? Allison, what is that last sentence? A concluding sentence? Does it tie up our paragraph? It goes back to that initial topic sentence? All right. Good. I agree. So
Guess what we're working on today?
Conclusion.
Because we need to have a plan for a good, solid conclusion that wraps up our piece. Yes, Logan?
Also tag.
Well, we're going to talk about that. You've been talking to Mrs. Lemming, haven't you?
Yep.
All right, good. I'm glad that she's doing that with you. We are going to skip down to the end, the concluding paragraph of this piece. So I would like you to show me that you're following along. Pick a tool to use. You can use your highlighters to point. You can use your fingers. Perfect. Now let's look at that first sentence. Shutting down the electronics for a week will improve your health and family time. I want you to look back in your intro paragraph and see if you can find a sentence that is similar with the same ideas. It's not going to be the exact same wording, but it's going to be similar. Did you find it, Anthony?
The very last sentence.
The very last sentence? Read it.
It says a week without screens would increase family time and improve your health.
Oh, okay. So what were the two chunky reasons stated here in the intro? Jason?
Increase family time and improve your health.
Good. Increase family time and improve your health. Do we see those same two ideas in the
Yep.
first sentence of the conclusion?
Yes.
Highlight those two chunky reasons in your conclusion. In that very first sentence. Now, was that the context, the assertion, or the thesis in your intro? Carson?
Thesis.
It was the thesis. What letter do you think I want you to put to the side here?
T.
The T. Go ahead and do it.
Do you want us to do that with our pencil?
It doesn't matter. You choose. You can use the highlighter to write it. So just a T to the side. Okay? Let's go ahead and read the second sentence in the conclusion.
It might be hard for people to participate and shut down your screen, but it will be worth it.
But it will be worth it. Get a fact or an opinion. Last sentence. Do I have a volunteer to read? Thanks, Carson.
Agree with healthcare professionals that is not using electronics will have a positive impact for everybody.
Okay. You're probably already predicting what this is from the intro, what letter. Anybody doing that? How does the conclusion compare with the intro? How does it compare? Look at your intro and then look back how you labeled your conclusion. How does it compare? Rory?
The conclusion is supporting what he said, what they said in the introduction.
It is. And how is it organized? You can look back. Jason, you want to help us?
It's restated the topic.
But the intro is what? What order? How do we organize our intro? C-A-T. How did this person organize their conclusion? Time's up.
T-A-C.
T-A-C. Same ideas, just flipped them. So intro is cat and conclusion is
Tack.
Put your piece right next to that clean scoring guide, the rubric. So we're going to kind of set them side by side. And you're going to do what we did at these small groups. You're going to look at your piece and you're going to say, there's just 4 bullets: audience and purpose, your idea development, your organization, and then the 4th bullet is your word choice, your spelling, your punctuation, grammar, and things like that. So out of those 4 bullets, you're going to decide which one or which parts of each bullet will fall under a 4, a 3, a 2, or a 1. Okay, and we're going to be walking around in case somebody's stuck on a portion of it. So you're going to highlight, just kind of like what we did at the group. So the next thing we're going to do at this point is you're going to think for a second. Find the side that says strengths and areas of growth. Find the side that says strengths and areas of growth. Based on what you highlighted when you scored yourself, based on what you highlighted, you're going to say, oh, I actually do a really good job of, you're going to write that down. That's going to be your strength. If you highlighted something like in the 2s or 1s or something that you think needed some work, that's what you're going to write in the areas of needed growth. So based on your rubric in your writing, right now you're going to reflect, write your strengths and areas of growth. And you can pull words from the rubric. For instance, I did not maintain a really good focus throughout the whole writing. Or I did do a really good job of setting up the audience and giving the background information. Make sense? Maybe it's word choice. Maybe it's conclusion. Take a second and reflect. Turn this page over. This is your exit slip. You are going to decide, based on my piece, based on what I know that I can rewrite and make it stronger.